You want a drill to help make your power pocket problems disappear? Well, I got one for you. Oh, right. Spin it. Hey DMD family, welcome back to the channel. Got another drill for you. A big problem that I have, a lot of amateurs have, and that I just can't seem to get over is pinching the pocket. Like, as much as we try as amateurs, I believe our limiting factor in our speed is our arm speed. Like, we need to keep our arm in front of our shoulders. And then when we get into this position, right, we pinch this, we call this, what, horizontal collapse? Right, this is vertical collapse, this is horizontal collapse. When we get into horizontal collapse, it limits our ability to come through with the disc and make the hit happen in a very whippy way, right? The whip is here, right? The whip is not back here, the whip is here, right? So we need to get the disc from here to here in a very efficient way. And when we pinch this off, we can't get the disc there. We have to go out and around, and by that time, all the whip is gone. Right? So we need to get into this position, right, for the maximum benefit of the whip and the speed of the arm, right? And I know a lot of people are going to be crying now, but Paul McBeth, if you become a 6-time world champion with the form that you have, then you can keep it. Until then, the prevailing method is getting your arm through the zone as fast as possible. Now, we are not neglecting the legs, we are not neglecting the core, we are not neglecting the shoulder rotation. All of that is vitally important to the throw. I'm gonna get out of the way now. All of that is vitally important to the throw. What we do want is us to add the arm speed to all of that, which substantially increases your disc speed. Right? And I think I've put this analogy out before, and I'm gonna keep putting it out there because this is how I view the throw and the arm as related to the backhand form. And I tell this to all of my athletes that I coach. Imagine you're going down the road in the back of a pickup truck. Please don't do this, it's illegal. When I was growing up, you could, but nowadays you can't. But just imagine, you're in the back of a pickup truck going down the road with a buddy of yours. You're in the back, your buddy's driving 60 miles an hour down the road, standing in the back of the pickup truck in the bed. I have a ball in my hand, and I take that ball and I throw it in the direction that we are traveling. And I throw that ball at 60 miles an hour. The second that ball comes out of my hand, that ball is doing the 60 miles an hour that I threw it, plus the 60 miles an hour that we're doing the truck. 120 miles an hour the second it comes out of my hand. Now, I know with drag and gravity and Earth's rotation and how cloudy it is that day, it automatically starts to slow down. But the second it comes out of my hand, it's going the 60 plus the 60. You see where that analogy is going? Your body, your rotation, your shoulders, your legs, all of that is the truck. And this is you throwing the ball. So we're taking all this speed that you're generating and adding this to it. The problem is if we don't train this to outpace this, then we're not going to be efficient, we're not going to get maximum benefit of speed. So arm speed is the limiting factor, I would say, in 99% of amateurs throw. We can't get our arm fast enough to outpace this. That's what we need to feel, okay? We need to keep our arm ahead of our body if we want to reach our full potential and speed. And where I see a downfall is this, right? Keeping this angle, right? The shoulder to upper arm angle at least 90 degrees and sometimes greater if we want to keep that arm ahead of our body. We get back here and then we want to turn our shoulders, and this gets pinched off, and the ball game is, at that point the ball game's over. Like, it takes too much effort to catch up. And then we've wasted all of our speed back here, and it's all gone from up here. So what we need to do is keep this arm ahead of the game, keep this angle at 90 or better, keep this arm ahead of the game, get it here, and then the whip at the very end. One of the ways I like to train my body to feel how it feels to keep this angle is with a drill that I'm now calling the genie drill, because it looks something like this. This is an enhancement to the trebuchet drill that you've seen, right? People put their arm like this, right? And throw like that, okay? So the problem that I had with this was that I can still collapse my arm when I do it this way. When my arm's down, right, I'm just using my hand to hold it. Like I can do it right for sure, but I can also do it wrong. Okay, I can also still collapse with doing it like this. And when I would tell my athletes to do that drill, and or my athletes would do that and send it to me, I would still see collapse. So I sort of modified it to make it so that the structure of the trebuchet drill was such that you would err on the side of pushing your arm too much instead of letting it lag too much, okay? So let's get into the drill and I'll show you how I set it up and how I use it. All right, first, the disclaimer. This is not a full speed drill. It's about a half speed drill. This is also not a progression. This is a standstill drill only. What I use this drill for is my initial drill in my practice session. Okay, so if I'm practicing not collapsing the pocket, I start with this drill. And it gives me the feel of what it needs to feel like to keep the disc away from my body, right, and into the pocket. This movement here, right? As we rotate back, the arm extends, and as we come back, it collapses, right? It gives me this feel, okay? So, the setup. So I'm putting my arms here, and I'm taking my off arm, so for us left-handers, it's my right hand, feed it up through my arm, and just grab it on my bicep, right? So I'm just clawing my bicep, okay? For you right-handers, you want your left hand underneath, your left arm underneath, right arm up top, putting your left hand on your bicep, okay? And what we're doing is we're creating a box, right? You guys know the box drill. This is nothing new, right? I'm just modifying it. I'm creating the backside of the box. And what this does is it gives me the rigidity that I need to allow my arm to stay at 90 degrees or greater. Because with this drill, and I've videoed myself a bunch doing it, even slow-mo, the tendency is the err on pushing my arm wider than 90 degrees instead of allowing it to collapse. Can you allow it to collapse? Probably, but it's not easy to do that when you have this rigid structure, right? And we're trying to keep this as a unit. Think of like you're cradling a baby to sleep, okay? Maybe you call it the cradle drill. I just called it the genie drill. I don't know. Call it whatever you want. Put in the comments below. What should I call it? The cradle drill or the genie drill? All right? So we're in this position. Then we grab a disc. The added benefit to this is if you want to throw this disc, you have to keep the disc on the same plane or you're gonna run into your elbow, and I've done it a lot. That's why this isn't a full speed drill, okay? So we're gonna get in our position and real slow, and I do this sort of one-legged. Let me adjust my camera. I said it wasn't a progression drill, and it's really not, but you can do this at different angles. I like to do it sort of on one leg, right? Just so I can focus on my upper body and I take everything else out of it. But as we go out, and as you can see, I'm going back and extending my arm, keeping the power pocket, keeping this 90 degree, and then as I come back through, we keep it and then project the disc at the very end. And again, the error is usually pushing too fast on this arm, but we want to keep it as box-like as possible. Now my head, I just keep neutral, and you'll probably see that I try to keep it within like this window and not use my head to throw. But honestly, it just looks something like this. And let's do one in slow motion. So you can really see from that slow motion drill how it really keeps itself all together. And the error was that I was pushing this arm too fast, which is okay. If it's outpacing my body, I'm not worried about it. I want to err on that side than to err on this side, okay? So from there, it's really just dropping this off arm. Getting to this position, dropping the off arm, and doing the same thing, right? And in that way, it can be a progression drill, but it's the precursor to the progression drill, where we just speed up our arm and our rotation faster and faster. But if we, at any point, we get to the point where we're losing this feel, I would go right back to the genie drill, set up, and get the feel again, okay? Well, that's it. I mean, it's a very simple drill, but I think it's a very effective drill. It's worked for me. It's helped me a lot over the past month. I've been doing it over and over again, and I'm gonna start giving it to my students, which reminds me, if you like this drill, these are the type of drills that I come up with, me and the other coaches at Overthrow Disc Golf. These are the types of drills that we use to help our students improve their game. So if you want help improving your game, jump on with an Overthrow coach. The link is below to the Overthrow site. There's 5 of us. You can choose from the 5. There's bios there for each one of us, so you know what we're good at, what we're not good at, how long we've been doing it. My link personally is down there, so if you like my videos and you like my style, you can just sign up right with me. But if you have questions about me, there's 4 other ones that you can go check out too. Well, that's all I have for you today. I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was useful information for you. If you know a friend that could use this, send them to the channel, introduce them to DMD, and all that we do here. I would appreciate that. But as always, I thank you for your support and your watching and your encouragement. It means the world to me. Until next time, enjoy the journey. Here's your verse of the day.